This pilot launches his CCC glider, almost crashes into the trees. It collapses. It stays collapsed. It won't open. Something is wrong. The video is incredibly confusing. Today, I'm going to break this video down, help you understand what happens, as well as give you some key lessons for your paragliding career. Are you ready? Here we go. Hey everybody, this is Ari in the Air. Welcome back to the channel. Stoked you're here. I'm Ari. I teach high-level paragliding, and I'm the founder of the Paragliding Men's Group, where we help smart, adventurous men break the cycles of defensiveness and shutdown that kill their intimacy and keep them spinning their wheels in their relationships. So if you're ready to be heard and appreciated without the walls going up and create a relationship where you can actually be yourself, then use the link in the description to apply. This is your last chance to get in before the price goes up in 2026. Okay, let's get into this video here. This was sent to me by approximately every single person that follows this channel. Send me videos that you see that you think I should review. And thanks for sending this one in. This pilot sent this to me. We had a little bit of back and forth, and he's actually a really experienced pilot. The first couple things I noticed about this video as he inflates the boom here, he's in Brazil, he's a Brazilian guy. Okay, a perfect launch. The first thing I noticed was that he's flying a Range X Alps with a boom. In general, this is a hike and fly harness that only has one reserve and is very lightweight. It doesn't have a lot of mass. And in general, I just don't love the idea of flying CCC gliders with hike and fly harnesses. It seems to be like just a little bit, in my view, when I fly my CCC glider, I really think of that as like my battle axe and like something that I take very seriously. I don't top land it. I have like a number of rules that I try to live by when I fly that thing. And one of them is that I fly with 2 reserves and like a big fairing, and I'm like really optimized for racing, distance, glide, that kind of thing. Because if I want to be lightweight and I want to be nimble, then I'll take a performance hit on the harness and the glider so that I can have more safety and different things. So that was the first thing that I noticed. It's not to say that you can't ever fly a hike and fly harness with a CCC wing, but in general, I don't have many friends who I really look up to in the comp and cross-country scene who fly CCC gliders with anything other than 2 reserve race harnesses. So that was the first thing I noticed. Then this video gets significantly more confusing. I'm going to play it through here, and then we'll go into the details, and I'll tell you my kind of process of how confusing this video was for me and what we ended up finding. So he launches. As he gets into his harness, he kind of dives down. He crashes into the trees right here with his hand. Luckily, he makes through it. Now the glider is collapsed over here. Now it's not opening up, and he's pulling the brake, pumping the brake, pumping the brake. The glider's still collapsed. Now it's collapsed on the other side. Now the glider's not flying. The pilot is doing a good job not panicking, but still, the glider is not responding to the typical inputs that would make it open up again. Why is this glider not opening? He's pumping the brakes. He's trying to control his heading. Now he's looking for a spot to land because it's obvious that something is very, very wrong with the wing. So he aims for this opening over here, and he thinks he's going to top land, and he's trying to control the wing. It still won't open. He's still pumping the brakes. Suddenly it pops open. It's fine. What happened? He's not sure if he's going to top land. He's still very much in the moment. He has not left the scene of the crime. Now the glider's flying totally fine. What does he do? He flies away from the hill here, and 20 minutes later, he's at cloudbase. Okay, so let's go back and I'll show you what actually happens here. Okay, and honestly, we're talking about not just a technical error, but we're talking about a deeply important psychological phenomenon that happens in paragliding. Okay, and in general, we could just call it sensory overwhelm. Okay, so what happens here that I missed the first couple of times I watched this was that the moment that he pushes, there, it's already happened. Let's go back. Framing back. Look. See, wait, right here it happens. You see his left heel is hooking the pod. As he pushes the pod out, it engages the speed bar. As he hooked the pod with his foot, he also hooked the speed bar line. And so he pushes the speed bar without realizing it. And you think, oh, why why did he push the speed bar without noticing if he's such an experienced pilot flying a CCC glider? Well, I think my guess is that the first thing that happened is that the glider dives, and it dives towards the trees, which takes 100% of his attention. And now he is in a different state of being. He's in a different state of mind. He is not in a very sensitive, feeling the pressure on his feet. He's not in a real, close connection with his body. He's in his head. He's trying to survive here. Okay. So as he goes and he comes down, he now almost crashes into the trees. You can see he's going, oh shit, what's about to happen? And then the glider collapses. Now he's looking at the glider. Now he's like, oh God, I got to get my glider back open. What the fuck is happening? What's happening here? This is weird. This is weird. This is not normal. This is not normal. This is an emergency. In this state, of course, it makes sense that he's still not feeling that there's extra pressure on his heel for the pod. It makes sense that he's not noticing this. And this is why the glider won't open up. When the glider takes a collapse on speed bar, most of the time you need to come off of the speed bar to slack the A-lines enough so that the brake will reinflate the wing. And if you're just still on the speed bar when the glider is collapsed, it will not respond to brake inputs and it just stays collapsed. Okay, this is like if you go to SAV and you pull down the A-riser and the glider collapses and you don't let go of the A-riser, the glider doesn't reinflate. And this is what confused me so hard for so long. When I first watched the video, I was like, what is happening? What is going on with this harness, this glider? This glider seems out of trim, or maybe it's broken. Did you break an A-line in the tree? That's what I first thought as he went through, that he broke an A-line in the tree. I was like, oh, right here is this right here, this moment of confettiing that tree. Did he break an A-line and then the glider collapses and that's why it won't reinflate? No, it's because he's pushing the speed bar. The pilot does a wonderful job of not panicking, of controlling the heading. Don't let the glider turn you. Find a spot to land. If this thing is so unflyable, he's finding a spot to come in and crash land. And as he comes in closer, luckily he lets off the speed bar right here, and the glider inflates immediately. And the pilot did send me a video of him at cloudbase 20 minutes later. Wow. What an emotional roller coaster, both for him and I. This just goes to show that paragliding is incredibly scary. It's incredibly powerful stimulation emotionally and physically. And even if you think, oh, paragliding is not scary, you're just in denial of what happens when something goes wrong. It's like we're all trying to be prepared and resilient for these times where it's not going exactly as planned. And we need to bring our presence and our resilience to the moment to really show up and to keep ourselves safe in emergencies, right? And this pilot did a great job, even though there was he was kind of inducing the malfunction himself. He also did a great job of sticking with it and making decent decisions and figuring it out. And ultimately it resolved itself. This is the same in your relationship. It's the moment that you get defensive and try to start fighting it, it's just you've lost the sensitivity to the moment of your fingers on the pulse of what's happening. And you realize, oh, well, we just need to get to a safe landing here so that we can try again once we're back in a relaxed, connected state. And I don't know what else to tell you about this. There's, the malfunction is something that was self-induced and it looked like a really scary thing happening. But sometimes it's as simple as I'm just doing this myself. So you got to always, it makes me think that in my flying, I always want to kind of check and make sure that I'm not the cause of the problem that I'm battling against, before I get too far down the road of trying to solve the problem. Anyway, I super appreciate this pilot sharing this video with us. It's been very useful for a lot of people. He's gotten a lot of views on Instagram on this. Make sure you're following me on Instagram so that you can get updates there. And in general, I'm just so glad this worked out and that this led to a fulfilling flight. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this is useful. Like I said in the intro, this is the last cohort of the Paragliding Men's Group before the price goes up more than 30%. So if you are a committed man and you're ready to be more of yourself, be a better communicator, a more embodied leader, to live your life as an example for those around you, then join us. We're doing incredible work and the camaraderie and energy there is just amazing. I've had men from almost 20 countries join the Paragliding Men's Group in the last 18 months. So the next one could be you. Love and lift. We'll see you on the next episode.